In our last video, we looked at how to calculate Baker's percent. All we do is divide the weight of each ingredient by the total flour weight. Now we're going to learn how to convert a batch size. From time to time, you want to change the yield you get out of a recipe. Let's say you get a big order for your famous miche. How do you do that? Well, first decide how much you want to make. For example, say we want to make 6 loaves, and each one is going to weigh 500 grams. So 6 times 500 equals 3,000 grams. That's how much dough we're going to need. So how do we take that 3,000 out of the 2,115 grams? All we have to do is divide our desired batch weight by the total Baker's percent. Remember in the last video I told you always add up the Baker's percent? This is why. So 3,000 grams divided by 168.6 is equal to 17.8. This is what we call our conversion factor. Conversion factor. So this will give us exactly the 3,000 that we need in order to fulfill our order for our miche. But the thing is that when you're scaling, here's our little scale. When you're scaling your piece of dough, and it has to be 500 grams, do you ever get it at 500? No. You get it at sort of 506 grams or 503 grams because it takes too much time to get it dead on 500 grams each time. So we need to account for this overscaling. So instead of using 17.8 as our conversion factor, we're going to round it up to 18. And that's going to account for this sort of overscaling that we're viewing here. So what do we do with this conversion factor? We are going to multiply the Baker's percent of each ingredient by this conversion factor. So 100 times 18. Our new ingredient weight for the strong flour is going to be 1,800 grams. And our water is 65 times 18. And our new ingredient weight for the water is going to be 1,170 grams. Multiplying 1% times 18, and we end up with 18 grams of yeast. The salt, 2 times 18, and we end up with 36 grams of yeast. Our malt powder is only 0.6 times the 18, and that's going to give us 10.8 grams of malt powder. Add all of these weights up, and we come to 3,034.8 grams. Our target was 3,000. We're just about dead on with a small amount left over to account for our overscaling. So that's how we convert a batch size using Baker's percent. Next time, we're going to look at changing batch sizes using a pre-ferment.